Hurry! Hurry! Hurry, I'm blind! Hurry, where are you? I can't see! I'm blind, Harry! Hurry, I'm blind!
Blind? How stupid can you get, animal?
I am not an animal!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to my quiet, lovely, beautiful, peaceful, affordable, comfortable, golfing, and currently cloudy retirement community, affectionately known as...
Del Boca Vista?
Thank you, Frank. You nailed it once again. Welcome to the DOXXreport. I'm a retired senior citizen living in Central Florida. This is my personal YouTube channel, vlog, citizen journalism account, and just about anything else I want it to be. Thank you for joining me. Oh, what do we got on the screen there? There's my watch collection, G-Shocks. Now, we just had a daylight savings time. So two of those, one I have to set manually. Two are updated. The atomic clock out of Colorado, and they just wouldn't update on the windowsill. So I placed them on the kitchen counter. Boom, they updated. And I was surprised. I have an atomic clock in the back guest room, and that updated too. So that's cool. I love the technology. I am not a mechanical watch guy. Mechanical watches are a thing of the past. I go for the best ones I like the analog with solar power and some way of updating, either with the phone or the atomic clock. Multi-band 6. I can never remember that term, multi-band 6. Acquired Taste asked me to take, or on one of my last streams, you put in a comment, are you going to stream today? Well, okay, since you ask, yeah, I can do that. So he did check in. Yo, Docs. Now, he's bringing this up. I don't mind talking about it. I tried to listen to Someone Watch Nicholas, and I just I'm not going to follow it. He's got some problems, emotional problems. It's obvious now, so it's like he's got to sort that out. And he said JB is triggered again. I don't know, another feud. How come it's always JB? I did see that. Yeah, listen, I'm surgery. I'm recovering. I've got some medication in me, and I succumbed. I'm not making clips. I'm not looking at Playboard. But if you want to talk about it, Bateman returns to AC3 for more abuse, and it's not even minimum wage. Is that bad? Is that terrible out there? At least if he could get on the dungeon, he could run that. And I thought Tanzil didn't want that. Who knows? Now, I have a question for the audience. Watched Nicholas take down his channel again, or was it demonetized? Again. And there I go. I say Bateman's a new dungeon management talent. Acquired Taste by. I have to deliver a tool to a neighbor. Well, thanks for stopping by. And Time Lord is here. He says, hello, all. They removed the alien implants. Oh, I got to tell you a story. True story. I come home, and the next day, wait a second. No, it was that very day I came home. Now, I have a big window, which you can see right here. That's off the kitchen, right? On the opposite side of the house, which I can see the window from here, but I have a mirror between the door and the dining table where I have like an office set up that's where my Mac is in the dining area. So I'm looking in the mirror, and oh my God, I can see the lens in my left eye, like a cat. You know, like you shine a cat, like a big cat. You shine the light in its eyes. It illuminates, and it was illuminating back. The right eye wasn't, and I just stared at it. And, oh my God, I'm a cyborg. I'm artificial. Shit. It was weird. And I mentioned that to the doctor today, and she goes, "No, that's the lens. That's the implant. That's the implant." Oh, and of course my eye was dilated, and it's still dilated to some extent, so it's kind of screwing up my sight. Maybe they put a chip in me, huh? Oh, you did? That was pretty good. Abby Loeb, X is throttling me somehow. I don't know, because I click on the hashtags and I don't see my posts anywhere, and I get like 20 views. I put together some clips. It was very interesting. And one guy on NBC asked him, "What is it? Come on." He goes, "I don't know." But you know, the media will never stop calling it a comet. They just won't. That's what they're not even thinking. So if you, the audience, are smarter than the people that read the news or the producers of the news, because most of it's political agenda. But they're continually calling it a comet. It doesn't act like a comet. It's just call it what it is. Interstellar, unknown object. We don't know if it's metal or rock or what it is. And you can go on, I can look for video on X, and it's like, you know, you got so much AI going on, you can't trust anything. I'm really waiting for those NASA pictures to be released, but they may not release them, even when the government gets funded. Time Lord says, "I don't know." It turned blue. Yeah, because of the temperature. It's hotter than the surface of the sun. It got bluer than the sun. Now, comets usually, if a comet, I don't know, got that close, a true comet, an icy comet, it would just be gone. It would just flame out. I mean, it would just, because if a comet, most of the comets are a lot of rocky ice material, gets that close to the heat, and it was like, well, it's a great clip I got up on X. You should check it out. Exactly. I mean, you know that. Most of the media guys, what are they thinking about? Everybody who's trying to be an anchor, what are they thinking about? Views. They could care less about accuracy. They want to get the views and keep a job and get promoted. Right? Wouldn't you? That's your job. You don't want to go home and dig into it. So yeah, most comets will lose material, or most and they will go red. They cool off a little bit. Now, interesting thing about the sun, and I like to look this up. You know, the diameter of the Earth is what, like 8,000 miles, and the diameter of the sun is like almost 300,000 miles. Huge. It's a star. It's huge. But the surface is only like 8,500 degrees, which is hot. And then the aurora, as further you go out, it gets hotter. But it's a star. It's fusion going on in the core. What's the temperature of the core? 27 million degrees. Okay. So what's keeping it together? Why isn't it blowing up? Because I thought gravity was a weak force. I guess it's considered the weak force, but it's unless you're right there and you've got all that mass. I don't know. It's interesting, the physics of it, the astrophysics of it. Oh, I don't even know where to start. Let me go to my notes. I made some notes. Oh, what do we got? First of all, what did I put in the title? Back from surgery, Thursday, November 9th. KERSHAW launch. Okay, those are the two knives, and bang for the buck. These are great. And the one that's really neat is the one furthest away. That's aluminum, and it's black, and with it's got a gray Cerakoted CPM M4 blade. That's a tool steel. It'll cut and cut and cut. It's very strong. Now, it's not waterproof, but bang for the buck. I'm looking at Benchmades, and I wanted to get an M390, kind of like an exclusive. They want $300, $290. I'm not paying that. I got this one for like $147. I got both of them. So I thought I'd get me another one. And the one in front is, oh, we got AD never calling. Here he is, AD never calling. Hello, DOXXreport, AD never calling. Did Watch Nicholas take his channel down again? Because I think I turned it on this morning and he's just really upset. So if you're that emotional state, you shouldn't be online. You just shouldn't be online. You know, go work it out. So if you want to, if I'm recommending, and now it's an auto, which you can need two hands to close really to do it without getting cut. But it's CPM, both are M4, CPM M4, and they're 4 ounces. So they're not that big, they're not that heavy, but great value. Well, let's go to the golfers. Where are the golfers? Oh, just missed one. Which brings me to the weather. Let's refresh it. 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, fantastic. That's 24 degrees Celsius. Humidity, 56%. Wind, 6 kilometers per hour. That would be 4 miles per hour. Beautiful. I'm not running. I guess we're back into fall because I had to run the heater a couple days last week, but now nothing. I just open up the lanai, and that cools off because of the aluminum siding in there, and I'm in my bed, so I like sleeping in the cold actually. And NASA, and we'll talk about 3i Atlas. Avi Loeb, I quite like him. He's open-minded. He's a true scientist. He wants to know. He doesn't try to make everybody believe that he knows, like everybody in the room. Oh, it's a comet. That's not a comet. Not that anything we've dealt with. And he said it was, let's see, where did he go? Let me go over to my X report, my X account, DOXXreport. They're throttling me somehow. I don't know how, but I'm just not getting any clicks. I'm not getting any views. U.S. representative, and that's the Paulina, what's her name? Paulina Luna, representative. She was in the UAP hearings, and she was calling for, let me read it here. U.S. representative calls on NASA to share unreleased pics of the 3i Atlas as comet color shifts for the 3rd time. Of course, they call it a comet. You know, I guess I could show you this. You've probably already seen it. I mean, they got a photo of it, and there's no tail. And it's like glowing hot, and it's got a cloud around it. Nobody knows what it is. I only got 22 views on that, and I put a bunch of hashtags on it, but nobody seems to be interested in it. And James Fox has got a new movie coming out, and I put the trailer. You got to go check it out on, but it's a trailer. It's a documentary coming later this year. He's got a lot of people down in Varginha, Brazil, where they had aliens, actual physical aliens on the ground. And fascinating. He's interviewed the doctors. Now, the doctors are getting older, and they're just willing to talk now. And even if they have to testify, they don't care. And then he had Eric Davis. Now, this is an interesting guy. Astrophysicist Eric Davis. He asked him, where's the proof? This guy's willing to talk. He was head of one of the programs. I don't want to look it up. There's so many acronyms. But the problem is he went into DHS, the Department of Homeland Security. So he can't, they want him to answer specific questions. And there was another guy on Area 52 podcast, and they want him to answer, they can't do that. And it's like, why do you want him to answer that? You already know. But, you as the public can already know. You can already find out. All you got to do is a little bit of homework, but it seems like most people are too busy or uninterested, and they just want to have somebody else regurgitate it to them. That's all they have time for. So you'll believe anything, right? But one of these top guys is writing 3 books. He got declassified. And it's not what he thinks, it's just the facts. And then you make up your own mind. And here's another, and 3i Atlas exhibited non-gravitational acceleration. Something that massive. That's just, how could it would have to lose, about 1/6 of its mass to do that? They don't know how it did it. Okay, there's a lot of unknown. Okay, I'm just going through my X account. Check it out. Blame it on the beaver. I remember watching that show. It wasn't one of my favorites, but all right. Let me give you my notes, and you tell me what you want to hear. YouTube channel. Live streaming prep. Show 1. Show notes. Okay, this is what we can cover. We can cover this. I had a Fox report, Sunday, 11 a.m. I'm looking out the kitchen window off the kitchen here where the knives and the watches are set up. There he is. It's the pup, the small one, and he looks healthier. And he was eating something, and he looks a little heavier. So I think he's doing okay. His coat looks ratty because it's so hot out there. I hope he gets a full winter coat and really starts to look good. But and I was just setting up my camera to get a photo, and he'd already, what he did, he took a dump on my lawn there. But I have a square mouth shovel, so I just went up there and scooped it up, took care of it. But a fox, they can't control their bladder. So when my neighbor's dog, she let it loose, and it came over to me on the leash, and so I took it around the back. It's a miniature schnauzer, and she's just sniffing everywhere. I know she can smell it. She knows it's there. She's picking up the scent. So that's the Fox Report, Sunday, 11 a.m. I'm also going to go through. I've decided I'm going to track all my expenses for 2025. I made categories. If you want to hear that, I can talk about it. I'm really curious to see what I spent at Wawa. I'm running up a tab there. And then, of course, we could talk, if you want to hear about the cataract surgery. We can talk about the 9-year-old. I'll give you my view on that. He's making a little runaway. Anyway, here's a cult leader, and he won't even bother telling his members where he's going. Why? I have a view on that. And then the 3i Atlas also did a non-gravitational acceleration. It made a maneuver. So I would think that's almost a smoking gun, but I guess some people still don't. There could be a natural phenomenon we just don't know about. And then I got here, I don't know, I got Morty's Diner. Morty now a McDonald's man. I thought that was kind of curious about that. I checked in on his channel, and not sure if you want to hear that. Maybe you do. No comments. 3 people, so somebody started up a stream, right? I got to tell you what I bought here. I had to get this coat. Are you ready for this? There it is. It is the Glow Wear. Yeah, it's probably made in China, but it's really heavy duty. It's like search and rescue. But it's really 3 coats in one. It says here 4 in 1. It's got a hood in there, but I don't really need the hood over my head. It's a high visibility winter bomber jacket, but you can take out the liner. So it's really a winter coat. And I bought I just got it delivered today, and I took out the inner lining there. It's all, it's got the loops there. You can hook it on. They button up, so really I can wear, and you can detach the arms from it. Why'd you buy that? Like, I want to be Del Boca Vista Search and Rescue. I'm going to wear this up to the Wawa in the morning. What's the deal? Why? I'm protecting myself from other seniors that haven't had their glaucoma taken care of because they're on the road. And I was behind a golf cart today, and this guy, no, they're going to get killed. He comes to a stop sign, he doesn't know where he's going, and he's with his wife, and super slow, and he's on this, he's on the street. I mean, in the back street. I mean, it's okay. He's not on the highway there. And he goes into Wawa, and I just got to get away from this guy. And then I realized, once I saw him, I realized he's in tough shape. Bunch of geezers. Yeah, there's geezers everywhere. What surgery? I had cataract surgery. I went into the eye doctor for a checkup. Oh, I wanted to, but he came in there, because he doesn't see you initially. They all test you, and they kept saying, "Do you have your glasses?" I go, "No, I don't have my glasses with me." So he finally comes in after I've gone through all the stations and all, the glaucoma and the whatever. And he says, "I don't even know what you're doing here. You're not even legal to drive." I said, I'm not here for lenses. I'm here for cataract surgery. And then he kind of calmed down. Well, yeah, I'll come back to that. Boozer, I see dudes riding black bicycles while wearing, I know, or the elderly out here walking with a little flashlight. It looks like a little firefly. You got to get some reflective wear. I mean, it's, because if they put the lights on you, and then when it gets the light, you got to go with the bright color. Black hoodies at night all the time, just begging to get, I know, absolutely. Well, we don't know that, Time Lord. We don't know that. The WOW signal from outer space in the 70s is the home world of spaceships. Of I3I Atlas, I don't know. But another thing is we're sending out that signal. Is it like, are we just listening, or are we sending out a signal? Because if we're sending out a signal, we're pretty damn stupid. Why would we do that? Why would we attract a higher alien civilization to check us out? You ever thought of that? Like the submarines and the ships on top, they're pinging down and the subs can hear them, that they know they're being sought after. So I'm just wondering, didn't we send out music, or are we sending out signals to resignal? That's stupid. So who are we going to blame when they come here and take over? If that happens. Of course, the only comforting thing is that they've been here quite a while, it seems to me. So anyway, back to the jacket. So I removed the inner lining, because now I can wear either one. And it's great, because I have some like suspender to put on the black one. I can put it on that. Or I have a reflective jacket that will go over it, that's totally reflective. And then, of course, the search and rescue one. So I thought it was pretty cool. 3-in-1, and I got it through Amazon. Now, they wanted $130, and it's, let's see, Aerodyne. But if you go on the website, it's $130, but I got it from Amazon Prime, $90. And it's going to get cold. It will get cold in Florida. So when it's in the 40s with the wind blowing, I'm just going to put it on. Go up there. Go up to Wawa. 4-in-1. What size did I get? I got the extra large. Fits pretty good. It's big. Plenty of room. I think I'll wear it to a board meeting. And they say, "Who are you?" "I am Del Boca. I am the community search and rescue. If you lose a dog, I'll go after it. As long as it doesn't bite me." Let's get a view of the knives again. Oh, he's outnumbered, Time Lord. Dr. Avi Loeb, Harvard professor, pointed out this information. Okay, that's right, but he gets picked on because he got an open mind. You can't have an open mind nowadays. You got to go with consensus. Don't rock the boat. So where do I leave off on the surgery story? So, okay, I scheduled it. I went in there yesterday, scheduled the ride. They have what do they have? They have a shuttle. I got a shuttle service. So, and I started the drops, which they have a really, and I just saw this chart, because you got to start your eye drops the day before, 4 times a day. So I'm doing 5 a.m., 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 8 p.m. So you do that. I did that the day before, and then Wednesday, the day of the surgery, I did it. I put the drop in, but I finished that. And so it's going to be 4 times a day for a week. And the second week, it's 3 times a day. In the third week, it's 2 times a day. And the fourth week, 1 time a day. Because it's got the corticosteroid in it. So you have to taper off of it. And they give you your choice when you go into surgery. Do you want to go buy the bottles on your own for like $150? And you got to do 3 drops at a time, from each bottle. 1 drop from each bottle, and you got 3 bottles. And you got to make sure they're 5 minutes apart when you do it. Or do you want 1 drop? They used a compounding pharmacy so I just give me that one. That's great. And that, let's see. Split view makes it easier to multitask. No, remind me later. This must be StreamYard, or is this? I don't know what this is. Maybe it's Google Chrome. So the only time I had kind of a red bloodshot eye is when I put the drop in for the first time, because there's also a bromide and some kind of antibacterial. So the corticosteroid hasn't kicked in. So I went a little red eye, but after that I had clear eyes. Right. He did not call it a space. He was asked directly, because the guy tried to bait him, get him to say that. And he says, I don't know. He's honest. I don't know. He says, even if it's natural, we don't understand it. And what's natural, for what star system it came from, we don't know what it's based on. But even this media will not stop calling it a comet. They just won't. And Avi Loeb, we should, as citizens, we should be able to look at those NASA photos. But if it was some kind of alien characteristics, of a craft, they'll never show it to us. They won't. Not going to happen. All right, I think we're enough of the watches, right? We don't need the watches, do we? Showed you that. Beautiful day. I don't know. They got to have. Well, even the UFOs that have crashed, which I believe they have, and I do believe we do have one. There's no energy tanks. They don't know the propulsion system. I believe the ship harnesses the energy from the sun to reach its next stop, Earth. It's not headed here. It's going to slingshot out. Unless it makes a change of directions, unless it released some probes, I don't know. But that's another thing. You go on YouTube, and it's just I'm not going to give them any views. The Earth's going to hit the Earth. It's not hitting the Earth. Now, the closest it will be to the Earth is like what? What did Avi Loeb say? Like 6 days before Christmas. So I keep an open mind. Rich Mitch stopping in. He says, hello. Hi, Rich Mitch. So where am I in my cataract story? Okay, so I got the drops. The ride. So I signed up for the shuttle. I was worried about the gate. I put his name in the gate, but he's got the name of the surgery center on the side. So it's my fault that he got held up at the gate. So he had to talk to a woman, and she called me, and he said, okay, if he comes in. I go, yes. I should have put the name of the surgical center. But I didn't know if they were doing like an Uber thing or like a contractor. I didn't know they had their own shuttle thing. And, what do we got here? Bruce Boozer. Isn't Trump nominating one of Elon's guys to head NASA? I trust his judgment. I haven't researched it. I saw something online that was pretty funny. Somebody was asking, or somebody was saying, well, okay, I won't call it a cover-up, but who's in the know? Who's at the top of the pyramid that knows everything, everything about the UAPs and the government's involvement with it? Guess what name he said? Dick Cheney. I thought that, well, I guess anybody, wasn't he head of state and CIA at one time? But but it makes me think, I think Marco Rubio knows about all there is to know. And I don't know if Trump at his age, he's not worried about little green men or he's working on what he likes to do. Broker peace treaties and fix the economy, get us up and running. And this is what we're getting to. I think this is accurate. It's not Democrats and Republicans anymore. And this is what it's no longer Republicans versus Democrats. It's it's capitalism versus communism. And that's a battle. We must win that battle because communism does not work. Look at Canada. We can't do it here. It's a failed system. We need capitalism with guardrails, and yeah, we should have a security net, but we shouldn't make it a hammock. That kind of thing. Let's get rid of that. I'm glad well, I'll get to that. Cataract. I'm 71 years old. And I have a guy I always chat with, not the husband and the wife, but another guy. He's a New Yorker, very, very bright, very energetic. And he's 71, and he says, okay, you've convinced me, I'm going to go get mine. He went in there, he doesn't have a trace of a cataract. Not a trace. But see, I got to the point, I was having double vision in my left eye. My left eye was my good eye, and now it just snuck up on me. It was terrible. Double vision. And now, when I put my hand over my left eye, my right eye, everything's kind of got a yellow tint. If I put my hand over my right eye and use my new lens, everything's brighter. It's like a 2700K light bulb compared to a 3000K light bulb. So I mentioned that to the doctor today, and she says, that's your cataract. The cataract is yellow. It goes yellow. I go, oh, shit. I got to get this one taken care of. So I got to go in again. I don't want to go in again. But it was so bad. I was a 2, and it was like, now it's like, it's unbelievable. It's going to take a while to get used to the vision, and I got to put a drop in here in 15 minutes. I was thinking about doing a cognac, but I think I'll wait till Friday. I'm taking this week off. So anyway, back to the driver. And then my garage door wouldn't shut, so I need to change the battery on the outside. And I had to go back in and go out the front. But he's not the regular driver. He's the maintenance guy. Okay. And it's 7 o'clock, so I don't have to be there till 8. So he goes out, and he goes south, like we're going to Orlando. We're going to... what's the town there? Leesburg. And I go, well, wouldn't it be quicker to go, if we would have gone south, to 42 to 301? And that takes me right to Wildwood. No, I know this, I've been here, he's been here as long as I've been here. Maybe the aliens claim helped Cheney live all this time. I feel bad. He laid low, man. I didn't think he was still alive. He just passed away. And he had that bad heart for many, many years. But maybe. I don't know. See, it's a whole can of worms. If the government ever admits to it, it's a whole can of worms. And see, this is what people that have the podcast, I don't want to pick on anybody. That one guy in Area 52 podcast, they're more interested in knowing what the government knows. Well, you have access to the papers. You can read between the lines. Of course they want the technology. Of course they want that. You already know that. But it's almost like, I guess the analogy I would have is when people leave the Mormon church, they're all up in arms and they want the church to admit this and admit that. No, you already know yourself. You left. There's other people believe it. Leave them alone. Now there's other people, they're going to be scared to death to hear the truth. I think I got to sneeze here in a second. Oh, terrible. So why disrupt their world? They don't want to hear that. What does it prove? They've already had the hearings. And, and if you casually follow this stuff, you know more than the congressman. There are some exceptions. So you already know. So anyway, where am I? Back to the driver. So we're going, I don't know where we're going. I'm just like, okay, relax. But I'm getting pissed. But I hold a conversation with him, and, we do some talking. And he's a very pleasant fellow. He's from Oklahoma, and, I told him I was from Las Vegas. He asked me what I did in Las Vegas, but I just ignored him. I was like, I'm not going to talk about that. And we talked our way down. And then now he didn't want to go through the villages, which I agree with him. But I go a different way. I go around this way, and he decided to go south. But we end up going through a village community anyway. And people are walking their dogs. And first he took a wrong turn. And I should have gone to the light. Okay, we went down the light. Then he turns into this community we have to go through. And this is his shortcut. So I'm looking at the clock in the vehicle. Now it's 7:30. Now it's 7:40. And I finally said, well, it's 7:45. I know where I am. We'll get there. Like, holy shit. So I'm not saying anything. So we're going down this street. He makes a turn. Now, I swear to God, it looks like a driveway. The smallest road you can imagine. You couldn't, if there was a truck there, you couldn't, it's a 2-lane. And it's called Wildwood, Florida for a reason. It is jungle. It is jungle all the way down. It's an alley. And I wasn't pissed. I go, where the hell are you taking me? And he started laughing. And then there's a left. There's a quick left, and we're there. The surgical center is located there. I said, I would have never found this. I would have never found that. So it's a good thing I had No, are you kidding? I'm too embarrassed. Do you tell people you're a YouTuber? I told the lady at the post office, and she wanted to know the name of the channel, and I can't do it. I'm embarrassed. I don't want people to know. Geez, I don't know what that is. And then there's a new term. What is it? Kona Blue. Kona Blue. There's all these acronyms with the UAP. And it's like, and they had a great interview on Area 52, if you want to check it out. What was that guy's name? I'll promote him. What the hell? YouTube. And this is the guy that's writing the books, which I may buy, and just to go through it all. Let's see, Area 52. Area 52, here it is. Hang on, I hope you didn't hear that. Now, what episode was it? Was it Area? No, it was Weaponized. I'm sorry. Jeremy Corbell, Corbell, the Pentagon Secret UFO Program, and this is James Lakatsky, Lacatski. And it's like these guys wanting to go before Congress, and he's saying, why? They don't ask the right questions, and they don't give a shit. He's writing these books. He says everything is in these books that I can tell. Everything, and they've all been cleared. And he's really on public disclosure's side. Man, I can't remember the program that he headed up. I can't track it all. The retrieval program, whatever it was. But anyway, Weaponized is the name of the show, if you want to check it out. Yeah, I don't know what you got there, Timor. George Knapp was on there with him, right? Marcus Mandel, George Knapp, he's out of Las Vegas, and he put a lot of years in this. But he's another one. They're going after the government. That's not. I just don't think that's you got to go after the information. Whether they admit wrongdoing or not, I don't care. But if you get those other books, or you can't force people to testify if they don't want to testify. You shouldn't do that. And the government is so large, and there's so many, pockets of it, or special programs, and they're not going to share. If there's technology involved that they could get, they're not going to share that. Time Lord remembers the day the Earth stood still. Alien Command 1953. I know, but that's Hollywood. They're clueless. But I'll tell you what, Star Trek creator Roddenberry, boy, the cloaking, these UAPs have cloaking devices, you know. Marcus Mendel, oh yeah, Jerry Corbell, yeah, he's kind of like on a crusade. And what I don't like about it is this guy will give a total answer. The person he has on there for the interview, Lakatsky, and then he'll try to rephrase it to get him to agree to it. No, stop that. Just wait for the book to come out. But he's looking for specific, you know, like he's a prosecutor of he wants to prosecute the government or something. I don't know. I like George. I actually saw him one time. Him and his dad. He drives a Jaguar. It's the first town, not on I-15. You have to turn off like you're going to Elko from Las Vegas. It's the only place there where you can get fuel. And I saw him and his dad there. I'm not going to go introduce myself, you know. And I remember listening to the one guy they had on that claimed to work at Area 51, whatever his name was. But I don't really use his as a credible reference. Marcus Mandel, I totally agree. It's a matter of national security. And you already know, if you've looked into this at all, with all those pilots and the whistleblowers, they're all credible to me. I don't need Congress to say, oh, you know, these are real. I don't need them to tell me anything. Yeah, Bob Lazar. That's right, Bobby Lazar. Very good. So where am I? Okay, so I arrive at the surgical center, 8 o'clock. Now they told me, don't bring anything. Don't bring no watches, no perfume, no aftershave, no nothing. So I told them, I checked with her the day before. They finally called me, and I said, "Listen, all I'm doing is bringing a key and my wallet. That's it. No paperwork." Yeah. So he got me there at 7:50, and I gave him a 20, by the way, before we left, and so he knew he was getting another 20. I said, "Are you going to be picking me up?" But yeah, he was right there. So, and that's another story. Holy shit. Anyway, let's go back to the surgery center. Very clean, very professional. And I realize now after the doctor's visit, because I had to go drive down to the eye center after the surgery, they all have uniforms. I didn't, and there was this woman doctor, she was really hot. She was intimidating. She was athletic, a blonde. And the doctors all wear these, and I thought it was just unique to the doctor that did the surgery. They have the blue jumpsuit with like an astronaut with a zipper down the front. They all wear that. And then the staff has black, you know. So it's like it's like a driving team. Like the pit guys have certain uniform, the drivers have a certain uniform. So anyway, all right, back to the surgery center. So I go in there, I check in, and then she calls me at the door, and and it was pretty quick, actually. Well, we need the government to negotiate China for us and protect us, and law and order, and that's a good point. We don't need we do need the government, certain aspects of it, but we don't need them to tell us that they're real or not. You get to make that decision. And I've already made the decision. In some cases, it's absolutely real. And do I believe they have craft? Yes. Do I believe they had beings at one time? Yes. Now, yeah, but that's that pretty blue color, and she had that blonde hair, and she was athletic, and she must have been in her 30s, you know. But that comes later. That's today. But I was intimidated. I mean, she was like real close to me. She goes, how was the surgery? I go, well, it was something, you know. And then there's another guy in there who takes the notes because she's the doctor. And then when she examines the eyes, you know, she's speaking out numbers and conditions and all this stuff. And then there's another woman in there, I think, who's a girl that's being trained. And it's like, I need this for content for my show, not for this limited audience, you know. Right, Marcus. We don't need the government for the disclosure. Right, we're already informed. We know. If anybody's paid any attention to this, you already know. Now, you may not want to know. It can be disturbing to some people because they have a view of life, a philosophical view of life, and this is not part of that view. But when I remind you, in the Milky Way galaxy has a billion stars? Or is it a trillion? Or 100 mil? I think you can Google it. The Milky Way galaxy has 100 billion stars. Well, how many galaxies are there in the known universe, Lex? 1 trillion. I know it's in the trillions. So we don't know how life started here, but I got a feeling it started other places. If it can start here, or was put here, or designed here, I believe it to be designed. Because absolutely, when I saw the eyeball, it's an engineering feat. Now, how can you engineer that without intelligence? I don't think you can. Because it all needs to be there to work. All of it, or it doesn't work, and then it's useless. It reminds me of my uncle. I think I've told you this story. My uncle called me in Las Vegas. Him and his wife were at the MGM, and he wanted to see me. And my dad had already passed away. But he looks exactly like my dad. So, why not? He never really wrote me or anything, but he wanted to see me. So I went down and talked to him. And I asked him, kind of like I was going to a University Church Institute, and I was kind of asking him kind of like about God. And I said, well, what do you believe in? Evolution. And then just that kind of evolution. Again, I thought he meant he believes in science, but he didn't say that. He goes, evolution. So he thinks that's some kind of creative process, which it's not. And I looked at the intricacy, all the engineering with this eyeball. That's design, intelligence. That just doesn't happen. So where am I? Okay, so she greets me at the door. Now we're back in there, and we go right to the table. It's all very efficient. And they got a whole row of rolling beds, or those you lay down on and move you around on. So you sit me down, and well, first of all, she goes, "How you doing? How you feeling?" I said, "I'm feeling anxious." "Oh, don't feel anxious." Well, I'm thinking, well, it's my eyeball, not yours. So we go down there. Now you're fully clothed. You got your shoes on. You sit down. I'm 6'3". She says, "Scoot up, scoot up, scoot up." So I scooted up, and then she gives you a pillow, and she's got to take you, and she makes your head. She gets you into position because you're going to operate right on that thing, on that rolling bed. And she, the blood pressure, and she asked me all these questions. First of all, your date of birth and your name, and then what are we doing today? What are we doing today? And then she gets this marker and puts it over my left eye, which I'm glad she did, because once you got that drug in you, but okay, she marked her left eye, which that still won't rub off, by the way. So I said, we're gonna do cataract surgery, remove the cataract. I'm getting the premium distant lens. Okay, she goes, very good, very good. And then she, are you on any med? Are you on this? Are you on that? And I go, I answered no to everything. And I said, can you believe that? A 71-year-old man? And she goes, you're in great shape. So it is amazing. I'm not on all this stuff. And then the anesthetist comes over. And by law, he comes over and chats with me. We're going to give you a tranquil, to relax you. And I said, oh, great. I want to be relaxed. She already put in the IV block thing and they don't put it on the top of your wrist. They put it right where you draw blood on my left arm. I said, I don't care. Whatever's easiest for you, whatever arm. So, and then she starts putting drops in my eyes. Not once, but she'll come back, do it again, and again. There must have been 10 separate times of drops in my eyes. I think the last one, she says, this is a painkiller. Oh, okay. So now I got the med in me, and then he comes back again. He goes, he said, this will freeze your muscle. And I heard that. I go, wait, freeze my muscle. Are you telling me I won't be able to move my eye? Go, no, that's not a good question. Because the only time I hear freeze is when I'm at the dermatologist. And if you freeze that skin growth, you kill it. I don't want anything frozen. So, 5 o'clock. Got to put a drop in my eye. Hang on. I'm meticulous about my schedule, my medication schedule here. Hang on. And I got to use my reading glasses for the computer now, and for my phone, which is fine with me because I got my vision back, my left eye. They took the measurement today, and it was 20/25, and I mentioned that to the doctor, and she said, "Oh no, we don't care about that until 3 to 4 weeks later." All right. Okay. Let that sit in the eye. Don't wipe it. Just let it tear there, and there's my medication. Put it back in the bag. Then I got to stay up till 8 o'clock to do another one. And I get the chart. Mark it off on the chart. Left eye, Thursday, dinner. Put an X. Got one to go. Bedtime, 8 o'clock. So he gives me the second dose. He says, I said, "You're going to give me a double?" And he goes, "Yeah, you get a double." Like a drink, So now I'm not feeling any pain, and they wheel me over there, and I get set up. Now there's a whole team in there. And when a guy comes over, pretty strong beard, he later helped me out of there. But he says, "I am the surgical nurse," and blah, blah, blah. And everybody's there but the doctor, but the surgeon. And they're prepping me. And then I laid back, and then they strapped my head down somehow. And I'm, it's go time. There's no turning back now. And then I see a figure coming towards me off from the left. And this must have shocked him, because most people are probably, don't thinking about anything. And I saw him out of the corner of my eye. I said, are you, let's call him Smith. "Are you Dr. Smith?" He goes, "Yes." Okay. And then they're doing their thing, and I just look at the light. Just look at the light. And all of a sudden, it's like I'm looking at a car wash. Well, he's breaking up the lens. And you see these strange colors, blue and green, and just like a mushroom light type of thing, and it's just back and forth. And after you break it up, he sucks it out. And but I'm not feeling any pain, not at all. And I'm not, I don't know how they got my eyelids to stay open, but they hook them somehow. I don't know how they do that. You don't even blink, and you're just staring ahead. And then all of a sudden, this thing goes in like an enchilada, and it unrolls, and then it has little hepatic appendages that pop open. And the one I got was a premium vision, and now it's in. And then all of a sudden, you're done. Oh, you can't talk. They wheel me back, and the guy says, "Now this is I'm at the door. I can see the door, and there's the driver. He's outside." And this guy, I get up, but I'm going to fall over. I have I had too much to drink. I cannot function. And he puts his right arm under my left arm, and basically has me up, walking towards the thing. And I got to grab with both hands the side of it's like a van, to get in the front seat with him. And of course, my eyes are dilated. I mean, completely dilated. And I got sunglasses on, but it's like you can't see, you got to blur everything, which is gone now, especially when I put a drop in. It's fantastic. And I see how white my floors are. So anyway, he drove me home. He watched me walk up to the front door and go in, and I got home. And it was great. And then you figure out how to put that eye, what do they call it? They call it the eye shield. And you tape that on your left eye for the night. And it came off like middle of the night, and I go, oh shit. And I also wear a mouth guard because I grind my teeth. So I was like, so I get up, and I thought it's cloudy now. Now my eye's cloudy. And I thought, shit, did I touch my eye? I can't go back to sleep. So I got up, watched a little television, and I put that shield on properly with enough tape so it held. So I went back to bed like at 2, slept till 5, so it was great. And again, I went in today, and everything was fine. She said it was great. Everything's good. And I guess, I have my glasses for driving are useless now because I got 20/25 in my left eye. So I can't even wear those. And my prescription glasses, I don't need those, the sunglasses anymore. So I will get some glasses at some point, but I'll wait till after I get the second operation, because I'm not going to let this one go on. I don't want to get to that point where I have double vision again. You know, this is good. So I'm not working out this week at all. She says, well, you can go to the gym, you can go to the fitness center, and you can do some aerobic stuff. I go, yeah, but I go full throttle. I don't. She goes, and she says, well, you can do some. You can do some. I do sit-ups on a 45-degree board. She goes, no, don't do that. Don't do that. They don't want you building up your blood pressure. Well, how can you not build your blood pressure up when you're working out? You know. So I'm just going to lay off this week, and next week I'm gonna probably wear the shield for like 2 weeks, and then I'm gonna go see the doctor that did the surgery. And because I was asking her, well, why, you know, was it my astigmatism that I can't get 20/20? She goes, no, you've got a wrinkle on your retina. Oh, but I thought they told me something else. So, but the other doctor should know, because he told me the right eye, he can correct it. He can put some. It says astigmatism correction. This one's possible. The left eye wasn't, but the right eye is possible to correct. It says but he says he had to cut my eye in a couple spots, and that will change the shape of it, I guess. But he says, but I don't get the distant lens replacement. I get the bottom of the barrel, the third one. There's one, 2, and 3. The top one is the trifocal, which he just says it's not for me. He crossed it off. It's not going to work for you. So I got the middle tier, which is the distant vision. And then there's one below that, which is standard. For some reason, he told me I have to get the standard, which, this is not a money thing. I'm not interested in saving money here, okay, right? This is my eyesight. So I'll wait to see him, so all is good. And she says, the doctor told me, she said, you should always be improving your sight. If you go back in any way, if your vision, there's a problem with your vision, the other direction, you got to call us. I said, okay, I'll call you. But I'm just waiting for. I said, well, when does the dilation stop? And she goes, and she said, oh, it's a couple days. So far so good. Good shape. I got my vision. Do I want to go through it again? I guess I got to. And then, I said, do they ever cloud up? She goes, well, over time, but, if you're 71, how much time have you got when you think about it? Am I going to live to be 90? I mean, I'll ask him, but it can go, there's something it adheres to something, but I'm not, this is the eye center I'm going to go to for all my glasses and everything. I'm done with the other place. Oh, hang on. Got to drink some water. So, very cool. Left. I can drive now with just regular sunglasses. Perfect distant vision. For me, no double vision. Everything's brighter. Great. So I left there, went to Wawa, got my coffee, just barely made it under the wire. It wasn't that geezer on the golf cart. Got my burrito and my breakfast, came home. I had to pick up a garage battery, a 9-volt battery at Walmart. I went by there. It is packed. I'm not going in there. I'll go tomorrow morning or something. I did get fuel though, because BJ's Wholesale Club was right there, so I fueled up. I love doing that. I love getting multiple things done. I don't want to make separate trips. So that's the end of the surgery story, really. I talked to you about the knives, right? Oh, it's dark. Oh, it's getting dark. It's not that dark, really. I got some inside lighting. So it looks like it's dark outside, but it's really not, as you can tell. There it is. 510. Loeb, 3i Atlas. It's very interesting. I hope NASA releases those photos. And if you want to hear a good podcast, If you really want to be up to speed on this, get James Lakatsky's books he's going to be writing, because he was a director of one of these retrieval programs or whatever he was. He got it all signed off. And so if you really want to know, you'll know more than Congress. It's going to be two or three books, I think. And now here's an interesting quote. I'm for disclosure, but not uncontrolled disclosure. Right. Yeah, the public can't handle it. This is a stunner. There's no way the public is going to handle it. I'm not going to, how are you going to handle it, you know? That's a good question. I don't think so. They're probably overpriced. Does Wawa sell 9-volt batteries? Well, I didn't even think of that. I think it's the battery, because I punch in my code and I usually have to hit enter, and it wouldn't go down. And then I hit enter and it just went down. And then I put my code in and hit enter and it won't go up. So I think it's just a low battery. I don't remember the last time I changed it. I'm not going to track that. Other than that, and just getting agitated that the guy, I am going to go the other way. I know I can get there quicker than he got me there. That is no shortcut. But he found it for me, because I would have never turned down that road. It was a jungle. I would never, I told him, I said, I would have never found this. It's just like it's not supposed to be there. All right, what else you want to talk about? Anything? The 9-year-old, you want my views on the 9-year-old? You want me to tell you what he's doing? Anybody? But why do I have Morty's Diner here? That's a tricky one. Because I grabbed some information for him. Well, but it doesn't, as much as I can't help the guy. I just can't help him. So why, and I'm not a hater, right? Unless you guys think I'm a hater, I'm not a hater of Morty. I checked to make sure he wasn't streaming. But, it's always comes back for the money for him he brings up. And I don't think I'm going to follow that topic. What about the 9-year-old? Nobody wants to hear about the 9-year-old? You should, this is an easy one. He's got no imagination. It's either marry somebody or it's Mrs. Lie. So he doesn't want to be kidded about it. And I'm going to do this for, who is it? Because he would, acquired taste. He would like to know that. So I'm going to tell you my 2 cents on this guy. He's been selling his watches. He purchased a BMW with his HELOC, home equity loan. That is not a money reserve. There is no, you cannot sell your house. At least I don't know what is in Australia, but a title company won't touch it if they need a paper from the bank saying the HELOC has been closed. In other words, paid off. You can't sell your house and then pay it off. The title company will not touch your property. So he's selling off his watches. These items he loves. The only things he loves. Unless it's a Bentley. If he had a Bentley and 4 Pateks, that would be it. Then he would just, that's him. But he loves these items. So he's going to sell. He went to Sydney. This is my opinion. Sold the Zenith, 2 Breguets. That really hurt him. Really hurt him. Where's he going to go? Where does a 9-year-old go? He's going to run to mommy. And he doesn't want to be criticized for it. He's going to Mrs. Lie. It has to be on the cheap. He's not touring other countries. He doesn't have the money. Somebody mentioned Japan. Possibly. But the wife is not. He's not. That ship has sailed. That's not going to happen. And I think he's got 1 son over there. But it's not about that. It's on the cheap. It's just a rinse and repeat. He's going to go to Mrs. Lai again because it's only 2 weeks. Now, he may travel with her around, but it's going to be her. What else could it do? Where else could he be? And he always starts this off with in a bad hotel. He'll end up in that room. If we see any part of that room, her son's who's away at college, and it's November, so I'm sure he's still in school. And he's a confessed hobo, H-O-B-O-sexual. And it's on the cheap. Jay Gray said, he's on vacation somewhere. Yeah, he needs a vacation. Well, he's really hurt by that, by selling those items. All right, 1 hour, 7 minutes. What else we got here? Well, this is really strange looking. It's not that dark out there. If I turn off the lights, let me try turning off the lights. Oh, hang on. Let me turn off the lights. Hang on. Yeah, it's still light out there, but you got the golf screen. I may have to stream every day. I got nothing to do. The workouts are done. I'm not going to work out. So, and then I'm going to set up the appointment as soon as I can get in again for the next surgery. Really, Bart Simpson, a huge full moon tonight. Check time for your area. I got my skylight open, not all the way, but it is. Look out the window, man. In Florida, it really lights it up. So it's dark out there. When it's a new moon, it's really dark. Jay Gray, Canadian. It's darker up here at the moment. Well, I'm not running the heat or the air conditioning. Let's check the weather. What would the market do? I was down 1.12%, S&P 500. What's that about? I never read the headlines because they're always wrong. Weather app, here we go. Let's see, 1 a.m. it'll be 63 degrees, 5 a.m. 61, sunrise at 6:44. Rain, chance of rain on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Good, gonna need it. Getting close to dark and they're still on the course. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to tell you. I told you I'm tracking my expenses. It's not really a budget. I just want to know where the money's going. So, it's kind of... one time I wanted to be an accountant. So, let's see. Even though I have this under I call it my budget file, it really isn't. So I am tracking. Of course, you got your utilities, everything. Not what I spend on watches or knives or, clothing. None my Amazon account, but just like the house, like the lawn care. Here, let me show you. Let's see. Food and fuel, for instance. Okay. Well, maybe I should just go to my overview, because I'm going to track all of these. I got all these spreadsheets, and then I got the last one here. It's consolidated. So this will be my consolidated numbers. So here are my categories. Category 1. All utilities, home pest control, lawn mowing, lawn fertilization with lawn pest control, termite bond, housekeeping, property owners association fees, phones carrier, that monthly, that yearly, what does that cost me? And home internet. Category 2, food, fuel, and some clothing. Category 3, online expenses such as 1Password, Amazon Prime, iCloud storage, Ring doorbell, wholesale club memberships, I have 3, X Premium, YouTube Premium, StreamYard, and Del Boca Vista Computer Club, which I am still a member. $10 a year. That's value. Category 4, all insurance, auto, AAA, home, umbrella policy, and Delta Defense. Category 5, all healthcare, surgery, appointments, procedures, glasses, and Medicare medical premium. That would include the copays or anything out of pocket. Category 6, final category, all taxes, federal and county. Speaking of which, okay, before I bring you up to date on Florida property taxes, this does not include iMacs, iPhones, iPad, Apple Watch, cameras, microphones, wristwatches, flashlights, folding knives, padlocks, and firearms. Does not include those. So my neighbor, who told me this? Yeah, it was the guy that took me down to my hernia surgery. He says the wonderful governor, DeSantis, he wants to remove property tax from all Florida residents. You have to be a resident, and it has to be your main domicile, your home. You can't just have a summer home here. You got to qualify. It would be 6 months in a, whatever it is, 6 months in a day, whatever it is. And then the Airbnbs and hotels and all that other rentals, they have to pay property tax. But he could remove and it's for every county. So it's part of the Florida Doge project, These governments, when there's no constraint to the counties, they just raise property taxes. And they expand the public sector, the workforce. It's like, no. So it's a great idea, I think. So, they'll get it some other way. They can raise the sales tax or something, but then bring down the property taxes. Now, I'm not complaining. It's very reasonable because I'm just used to paying property taxes. But I can't complain because I just paid it off. And it goes to one guy. One guy. Let's call him Joe Smith. You make your check out to Joe Smith. He collects it for everybody in the county. And it was $4,505. If you pay it off now, but if you do the 4-payment plan, then it's an extra $350. So, you got some cash, you just pay it now. And I paid online because I got this envelope today, and I just shredded the thing because I already paid the thing online. It was cool. I just gave him my account, the routing number of my credit union and the checking account number, and they just take it out. Let's see, whoever Mike Berry is, placed $1 billion put on NVIDIA and another company. Wow. He may end up attacking everybody, like Watch Nicholas. That's gambling. That's not investing, that's gambling. And Jay Gray, it's too damn dark to play golf up here at the moment. I'll have to check into that. I quite like them. Advantage plans, really? Well, I find that hard to believe. Bart Simpson, Clark Howard hates Medicare disadvantage plans. Is Clark wrong? Well, thank you. I'll go look right now. I quite like Clark Howard, and there's another, who's the guy, the everyday millionaire guy? I'm older than he is, by the way. Am I proud of that? Well, I'm just giving you some information. So, how are we going to find this? We're going to put in Clark Howard Medicare Advantage plans. Oh, you know what I should do instead of that, let's do a grok. Let's do AI. Now, these can be wrong too, right? Clark Howard, Medicare Advantage plan. Okay, searching. Okay, here we go. 15 results. Say Clark Howard, the consumer finance expert, is a vocal critic of Medicare Advantage. Really? Often calling them Medicare disadvantage. Bart Simpson. Due to their potential pitfalls. Well, hold on. Stop right there. There's a maximum out of pocket. There's a maximum out of pocket. And plus I got a PPO, I can see any doctor I want. But the most it could ever cost me, I think, is $8,000 or $10,000. But okay, a lot of retirees don't have that money. Don't have that kind of money. While these plans, also known as Part C, bundle coverage for hospital stays, Part A. Well, Part A is, I qualify for that. Medicare Medical Services Part B, I pay for that. I have to pay a separate charge for that monthly. They take it on my Social Security payment. And often prescription drugs, Part D, into one policy. I'm on generics. I don't have any, and I don't take any meds really. I take allopurinol and generic atorvastatin every other day. And I don't pay anything. Sometimes with extras like dental or vision. Yes, they cover my dental. It's great. They're supposed to give me one free dental visit, one free vision visit. They come with significant trade-offs that Clark believes outweighs the benefits for the most people. Okay, we're back to most people. Most people are broke. Most people retire with $10,000. Okay, it wouldn't be for you, but you're in trouble anyway. He argues that aggressive marketing and high commissions for agents drive their popularity. I do my homework, but they can limit your freedom and care options long term. Here's a breakdown of his key concerns based on his recent advice. Let's see, why Clark Medicare? Okay, limited provider networks. Well, yeah, that's if you have an HMO, but I have a PPO. I can go out. An HMO have their own doctors. A PPO is larger because they pay more, and you can see multiple doctors. You don't have to be stuck with one set of doctors. So but see, again, it's for most people. So he's talking to the low-income senior citizen that's painted himself into a bad corner later in his life. He's stuck. He doesn't have a retirement, again, $10,000 and on Social Security, and maybe has some access to some money. That's who he's talking to. Medical emergencies, this could limit the life-saving options. No, I can go to any emergency room. And plus if you're basically healthy. But again, you are going to die, and it is your health. It is you. You were responsible for your health. And I'm sorry, I hate to see people, but you see them in Walmart obese in these little vehicles, and people are smoking or grossly obese, and hey, you earned it, But again, I have a max amount of pocket. On every plan there is, you look for the maximum out of pocket. Clark notes the choice of doctors and facilities could be the difference between life and death. Oh, come on. But again, I have a broad selection. And if you go through the emergency room of any hospital, you're covered. Prior authorization and denials. Never had a problem. Well, if they deny it, well, that's something else. Insurers often require, okay, this isn't about more coverage, it's the insurer gatekeeping care to control costs. Yeah, I had to get a prior auth for my hernia, but it was covered. But you have to have a cap on it. This is the most expensive especially Medicaid for the poor. Because if you put in for a prior auth and they reject it, you never get it again. You never get another shot at it. And I should know because I was under Medicaid because I didn't have any income and I had a torn ACL. So I decided it's healing. I'll just, pray and, they'll give you crutches. But it's bad. If you're broke, it's tough. That's Medicaid, not Medicare. After your initial 12-month period, switching back to the original Medicare means facing medical underwriting for a Medigap policy in most states. You could be denied if you have health issues. He's talking to a very select few. And the answer is not universal care, please. Okay, aggressive marketing pressure. I do my homework. You have to do your homework. Enrollment, it feels like a great deal. A lot of them do like the HMOs. That's the ones they go for because there's no copay. But you're seeing a set amount of doctors. Now, what he's saying about an HMO, I probably agree with. And I would say, if you're healthy, get the Medicare Advantage plan, but get the PPO, preferred provider organization. Okay, his alternative is original Medicare. Original Medicare is you pay 20%, and plus the Medigap. So that pays for it. You're going to be paying a more monthly premium. Because right now, all I have is, the only thing I pay is the Medicare Part B. And I got the Advantage plan. And plus I can shop for OTCs, during the year. We getting any comments? No, it's not. Let's see. Bart Simpson, PPO means you're locked in and it's stuck in at your network. Not true. If you can't leave your network to go to the Mayo Clinic, you're screwed. Well, if you're having to go to the Mayo Clinic, you're screwed anyway because you got a really rare bad condition. But a lot of places can treat stuff here. The HMO, that's true, but the PPO, I can go see anybody in network. Now, if I want to go out of network, I could do that. I've got some money, but most people don't have money. So when he says most people, he's talking about people that don't have really anything. They got $10,000 in savings, and they're on Social Security. That's terrible. But you're not most people. I mean, do your homework. It depends individual. I've always liked the Advantage plan. I'm relatively healthy. I go to the fitness center. I'm not on high blood pressure meds. I'm not really on anything. The torvastatin just to get my lipid panel in order. But I go to the fitness center and I look at all these empty treadmills and I don't see my neighbors. I don't see any of them over there. They kind of wander around the neighborhood like they think that's exercise. That's really not exercise. Do your homework. I mean, choose what's best for you. Now, don't get into this universal care, free-for-all stuff. Look at the UK, look at Canada. No, don't. It'll be, all they're doing that for is to make it equal. You all suffer. Instead of some getting, now you're all suffering. Everybody gets to suffer. No, not for that. Clark emphasizes, if you're turning 65 soon, ignore the hype and focus on your long-term needs, especially if you travel to have chronic conditions. What are you doing traveling with? I don't know. I mean, Clark, God bless him. For personal advice, he suggests using Medicare government plan finder tool. Okay. Yeah, do your homework. What works best for you? At least we have choices. All right, 1 hour, 26 minutes. Any other topics? Whoop, got that. Let's see, go back to my notes. Covered that. I could go through the list of anomalies of Three-Eyed Atlas, but you know what? You should know. If you're following it, you know where to get that stuff from. If you didn't hear my opening, I played a couple clips. Name that movie, okay? Name this movie.
Blind? Hurry! Hurry! Hurry, I'm blind! Hurry! Hurry, where are you? I can't see! I'm blind, Harry! Hurry! Hurry! I'm blind!
I already pulled that clip before I went into surgery.
Blind? How stupid can you get, animal?
All right, name that movie. I'll give you the year of the movie. I'll give you a hint. It's an old one. It's an oldie but goodie. It was released in July 1953. Getting dark. We gotta come inside when it gets that dark. And that's where I'm broadcasting from, off the kitchen. There, my watch is there. Just going a little closer. There we go. Nice and tidy. It doesn't show my jewelry case. I got it there, my organizer. Open, well, it's not a case. It's an open jewelry tray. Here's my headsets, which I don't use, my camera, my Panasonic cam, they've combo copier, fax, or not faxer, it's a combo copier and scanner. A little light there, LED light, a microphone, Shure microphone. There we go, yeah, you nailed it, Mark. Stalag 17. I'll still watch that show. Classic. It's almost time to switch blades. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing some, maybe I have to hop on some other shows too. Because if I can't, I'm not exercising. I'm just gonna lay low this week and next week. So if I wake up in the middle of the night. Yeah, it is a great one. It was a great movie. Absolutely. All right, is there anywhere I can send you? Is anybody streaming? See, I think of my audience. Okay, that's a dead end there. That's a dead end. Nowhere else. Oh, you know what I should do? I should send you over to Tim's place. Timmy. Rattle his cage. You wouldn't mind going over there and saying DOXXreport Central, would you? He's got, how many people watching? 55 watching. Tell him DOXXreport had cataract surgery. Are you going to wish him well? Heal up well, yeah. I just don't rub the eye, man. And wear the bridge, and God does the healing. Mark T, the watch streams are drying up. Well, it shouldn't be. I mean, I like my watches, but this luxury bullshit, you got to have a mechanical watch for $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. That's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Oh, when I get that jacket that I showed you, I can put it outside of the jacket. It's a little tight. I have to fold it over. So when I'm the Boca Vista search and rescue, I'll have my big watch over the coat. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. All right, let's see if I can get you over there. All right, so let me close some tabs. Close some tabs. All right. Unless he's blocked me. I don't think he's blocked me. Okay, view channel. Live. Oh, did I forget how to do this? Manage videos. Oh, here we go. I got it now. Hang on. Don't want to do that. View and live control. Here we go. Okay. Make it bigger. There we go. Edit. Customization. Redirect. Here we go. Search for Timmy's channel. Search videos from other channels. Getting dark here. In my house. There it is. Redirect privileges needed. Ask Tim Wright and friends to add you to their list. Oh, screw him. I can't even send you over there. Screw him. I'll tell you who's in the chat over there. Do I recognize any? Oh, Spunky Hunk. Speedy Hernandez. I don't recognize the other one. Tim Wright roommate. Thomas Burnett. Nick DaVinci. Yeah, I don't see these people. Okay. We're down to 7 people. Only 1 hour, 34 minutes. Thank you for joining me. And I'll be seeing you real soon, either here or on another channel.